Hello everyone and welcome back to Carvinus 14. Yes, I know it has been a while, well, provided you watch my Archon Quest video that we did last. Yeah, it has been a while since I've done another one of these kinds of videos, but like I said, I knew the live stream was coming, and so I kind of wanted to hold out on the content before like officially revealing it to you guys, because then that way I would have been in the clear. Anyway, today we are going to be doing a full summary of the patch 1.5 live stream. Now, yes, of course, I am a little bit late to the party, but then again, you know, YouTube's more of a secondary thing for me, whereas, you know, I've got my actual life to get back to, so, yeah. Anyway, we'll go through the patch 1.5, and all I can say is, yesterday when I did watch the live stream, I didn't watch the entire bit because, you know, I was a bit busy, but after I watched the summaries, oh my god, it is actually ridiculous. So for those of you guys that haven't watched the patch 1.5 live stream yet, or not even any summary, then welcome, and please take some popcorn, sit down, and enjoy the show, because this has to be the spiciest patch we're going to be receiving in quite a while. Well, I mean, the news anyway, but the spiciest of the spiciest is to come. So, yeah. Now, first off, we're going to have to talk about the characters. Now, Eula and Yanfei are 100% confirmed to be coming. Now, if you guys didn't know, we did make a video about Eula and Yanfei, so I won't be going through Eula and Yanfei's entire skill kit. If you want, I have made a video about Eula and Yanfei previously, so if you guys want to basically get more details about Eula and Yanfei, I will link the video in the description below. So, yeah, basically, Eula and Yanfei, the skills are pretty much the same that we discussed in that video. Their character design hasn't changed at all. They're just, you know, Eula and Yanfei, basically. So, yeah, those are the two new characters done and out of the way. Next, we're going to be talking about the banners. Now, obviously, this was pretty much confirmed by a lot of people. I mean, not confirmed, but it was 90% going to happen. I mean, there were loads of hints in the game that, well, that in the leaks that were already given to us. So, yeah, in the last video, I did actually realize I forgot to talk about the banners completely, but then decided to wait for this video in order to talk about them fully. So, yeah. So we're going to be getting Zhongli's banner first, and then we're going to be getting Eula's banner. Now, the reason I say that is because, obviously, we haven't been given a confirmed date, but with this kind of layout in the patch 1.4 livestream, Venti was here and Child was here. So Venti was in Zhongli's position and Child was in Eula's position. Venti came out first and then Child did 3 weeks after. So I'm presuming we're going to get the Zhongli banner first and then Eula, because obviously Zhongli being a rerun character would make sense from a financial standpoint for MiHoYo to put the least popular character first. I say least popular, but apparently this is the first time that the consumers have actually been on a 50-50 split. In fact, a lot of people are actually investing more into Zhongli's banner than Eula's banner. So yeah, that one's a bit of a twist, not gonna lie, but still. Now, as you all know, I do have Zhongli. Will I be getting a constellation for him? I probably won't be, because like I said, in my opinion, 5 stars don't need, from a free-to-play point of view, 5 stars don't need constellations. But hey, if you guys want constellations, if you have the financial backings to do it, then by all means go ahead. But like I said, I'm saving up for another waifu that will be coming to the game. So yeah, I'll be skipping out on the Zhongli and the Eula banner. But I'll probably be making an updated Zhongli physical DPS build for Zhongli, because my previous one wasn't really that good, and you know the artifacts and weapons and things were scuffed. So yeah, once the new artifact set comes out, I will be doing a new build video on him and how you should play him and build him if you're going down the physical DPS route. But speaking about, well, before we do go, if you guys are wondering which banner Yanfei is going to be on, she's going to be on Zhongli's banner. Obviously, new character 5-star has her own banner. It would only make sense that the new 4-star character gets put in the rerun banner. I mean, it only makes sense. So, yeah. And it drives more sales as well. Now, Weapons and artifacts. Now, this is the new weapon that is coming to the game. It's called Song of Broken Pines. Now, this weapon is actually made specifically for Eula. In fact, it is her weapon lore-wise, and it's her weapon in-game, like, you know, in-game-wise, basically. So, yeah. Basically, we also made a video on the Song of Broken Pines. It was about the entire patch 1.5 leaks that we did get. So if you guys want to know more about this weapon, check that video in the description below. And the main reason why I'm not going through this weapon is because, as you all know, the Elegy for the End is an absolute monologue to read, and this is also the same absolute monologue, basically. So I'm not reading that entire monologue because, frankly, I've got more things to do in my life that are worth more than spending time on reading a monologue for a weapon. Hence why I'm skipping through it. So, yeah, if you want to know more details about that weapon, I've made a full, video about it on the patch 1.5 leaks. And the Tenacity of the Millilith and the Pale Flame set is coming to the game in patch 1.5. Again, we discussed this in our previous patch 1.5 leaks video. Now, the Tenacity for the Millilith and the Pale Flame, well, I'll scroll down to make it more clear for you guys. But, yeah, so Tenacity of the Millilith, the 2-piece set, will give you an extra 20% HP, and the 4-piece set, when an elemental skill hits an opponent, the attack of all nearby party members is increased by 20%, and the shield strength is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 0.5 seconds, and this effect can still be triggered even when the character who's using the artifact set is not on the field. Now, this set is pretty much a best-in-slot for Zhongli, because number 1, it gives extra HP, which is what Zhongli scales off of. Number 2, it increases shield strength as well, which, in all honesty, he doesn't really need. And number 3, it does give party members, the attack boost. Now, obviously, that's not really proving that Zhongli is made for this set, but the fact that it gives HP and shield strength, the only characters that... In fact, to be fair, Zhongli works really well with this. If you're going for a Diona, I can see Diona working well with this skill as well. Although, what is it? It does say when an elemental skill hits an opponent, so it doesn't look like it needs to be, what is it? It looks like the effect doesn't need to be, like, re-triggered constantly. If you want it, I mean, you'll get the 3 seconds if you trigger it once, but Zhongli, because of his pillar resonating all the time, you're going to get that shield strength and attack percent for longer because it stacks. So I can still see this working on Eula, and I can also see this working on Hu Tao as well, because, Hu Tao also scales with HP. Well, the more HP she has, the better, and, giving the extra shield strength, so if you want to pair her up with Zhongli, then I can definitely see this working out on Hu Tao as well. So, yeah. Anyway, the next set, which is, in all honesty, the set I'm most excited for, which is what a lot of players are most excited for, is the Pale Flame set. Now, fun fact, lore-wise, the Pale Flame set is actually connected to the Fatui. So, yeah, I haven't read about the full lore, but apparently it is connected to the Fatui. I mean, it would make sense, considering that the mask looks like that. If you guys could see it, like... There. It looks like that. So, yeah, it's connected to the Fatui. Now, this Pale Flame set is basically, it gives a 2-piece set, which does physical damage plus 25%. Now, the 4-piece set is a very, very juicy one. Now, when an elemental skill hits an opponent, attack is increased by 9% for 7 seconds. So if you didn't know, in our last video, we actually saw the weapon passive, and it turns out the attack percent was actually 6%, right? And the time was for 7 seconds, I believe. So the time stayed the same, but this was 6%. And before you had to get 3 stacks. Now it's only 2 stacks, which means, technically speaking, this is a buff. Because number 1, the flat-out attack that you do get for triggering it once is more. And number 2, you don't need to actually have the elemental skill up for that long in order to get the maximum stacks. Which is really, really useful. So, yeah. And number 3... Once 2 stacks are reached, the 2 set effect is increased by 100%. So now that does sound a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to try and do is break it down. So basically, attack is increased by 9% for 7 seconds, and it can stack up to 2 times. So pretty much 18% for 18% for 14 seconds, which is kind of ridiculous. and it can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds, so instantly. You can, once your first trigger goes down, you can get it again pretty much instantly. Now, once the two stacks are reached, not only do you get the extra attack percent, but you also get 100% extra physical damage bonus. The physical damage bonus doesn't turn into 100%, but it increases by 100%. So that means is, instead of the physical damage here says plus 25, it won't change to plus 100, but it will change to plus 125, because 25 plus 100 is 125%. At least that's what I think this set is trying to say, which 125% extra physical damage is low-key kind of broken. Not even low-key, to be fair. So, yeah, now, this set was actually made for Eula, but like I said, I did say in the previous video, the 1.5 leak video, where we did go through this, the artifact set, was this set could definitely work with characters that have elemental skills that hit over and over again. So, basically, Oz, Fischl's Raven, Oz, Goba, which is Zhang Ling's Panda, Zhongli, because his pillar is constantly resonating Geo, and Hu Tao as well, I think, because technically her E skill turns her attacks into Pyro, so I could definitely see that working, and of course Eula, so that's why I'm thinking maybe the new Zhongli meta might be, physical meta might be built around this set. Whether we can go for a 2 pieces with Bloodstained Chivalry and Pale Flame, or a full 4-piece. So I am going to be testing that out for Zhongli, and I'll get back to you guys about this set and physical damage Zhongli, and see if it actually works for him and whether you guys should go for it or not. So if you guys are excited to see that, please subscribe, and that video will come out provided the RNG gods actually like me. So yeah. Now, if you guys want to know where you can actually grab the artifact set, it's going to be right here. So, by the stone, like directly east of the Stone Gate, and south of Dawn Winery, and west of Dragonspine, it's going to be in this area, or north of Saltaray. So, you can basically teleport from here and run to here. Actually, you don't even need to teleport, just teleport right there, basically. Now, I don't know if the domain, I'm pretty sure the domain is actually going to have to be unlocked through some method, like maybe doing a puzzle here or something, because there's no way they're going to give us an artifact domain for free. I mean, they did that with Dragonspine, so what's the odds of saying they're going to give it to us free here? They could, but, you know, you just don't know. So yeah, now the recommended element for doing this domain is Geo. So if you didn't know, once you click on this domain, the recommended element is Geo. But the reason I didn't include it here was because there's no specific buff for Geo. So it just says the recommended element is Geo, but it doesn't tell us what the buff for Geo is going to be. I'm presuming extra attack for Geo, or Geo characters get, you know, extra elemental mastery, I don't know, something like that, even though it's useless on them, I know. Don't bully me in the comment section below. But yeah, the recommended element for this domain will be Geo. Now, as for the monsters in this domain, apparently it's going to be the Geo Vishaps. Not the Geo Vishap hatchlings, but like the adult Geo Vishaps. You know, those guys, basically. So, yeah, they're like the adult versions of the Geo Vishap hatchlings. I don't know, though, these are just rumors, so I don't actually know what monsters are going to be inside the domain. But, yeah, if it is Geo, then it would make sense as to why Geo's getting a buff, because Geo Vishaps are obviously, well, not immune, but have a high resistance to Geo, so giving Geo a buff would be helpful in that situation, but, you know, I just don't know. So, apparently, we are going to get Geo Vishaps in the domain as the mobs that we have to kill, but like I said, there's a very low chance of that being true, so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Now, the spice does increase as we go through the list. So yeah, now we are getting Hangout event series. Now these did become a permanent feature in patch 1.4. Now it looks like we're only going to be getting 2 Hangout series today, not today, in patch 1.5, and that's going to be the first act of Diona's what is it? Friendship event, and we're going to be getting Act 2 of Noelle's event. Now, not going to lie, I do believe Noelle's Hangout event was the most popular in the first series, so I think that's why they're bringing her second series back. I mean, I know Barbara and Noelle were up there in terms of popularity, but apparently Noelle was just a bit more popular than Barbara, so yeah. Now, moving on. New character story quest. Now, as you all know, with the rerun banners, we're going to be getting a Zhongli story quest and a Eula story quest. Now, I don't know which one I'm more excited for, to be honest, because as you all know, Zhongli is my main, and he's my favorite character in the game. As of right now, he's my favorite. But Eula's a new character, so knowing about her would be quite interesting. But yeah, so we're going to be getting Act 2 of Zhongli's character story quest, which, if you didn't know, is actually going to be the first second act of a character story quest that we're going to be getting in the game, because everyone has their first act of character story quest out. Zhongli is going to be the first character in the game to get his second act coming out. So yeah, he's going to be making history, which is also what he's known for. But you know, he is also going to be doing that. So yeah, we're going to be getting a second act for Zhongli and first act for Eula, the Spindrift Knight. Now, another interesting thing about Zhongli's story quest, we are going to be getting onto well, right now actually, quite conveniently. So, as you all know, we are going to be getting a new weekly boss. Now, this boss is called Ajdaha. Now, if you guys didn't know, we covered this in our patch 1.5 leaked video. So, yeah, we did go through him briefly, and if you guys want to know more about him, check that video out. So, yeah, Ajdaha is, you know, what's his name? Is the weekly boss that's going to be coming to patch 1.5. Now, he is also actually an enemy of Zhongli's, and apparently, you know that girl, that blue-haired girl that waits by the tree in Liyue, you know, that tree with that's kind of blue. I can't explain it. Basically, it's a tree that is half blue and half normal, right? And you will see a little blue-haired girl right there, and basically that quest is going to be taking us there again, and Zhongli is basically going to be helping us. Well, we're going to be helping Zhongli put Ajdaha down again. And after this story quest, Ajdaha will become a weekly boss. Now, obviously, I am going to be covering Zhongli's story quest, so if you guys wish to check that one out, definitely subscribe for that. Now, as we covered in our previous patch 1.5 leak video, Ajdaha will be able to control 4 elements. So the electro element, the cryo element, the pyro element, and the hydro element. A bit like the Primo Geovishap, except he's a dragon, and the Geovishaps are not dragons. I like to think of them as very overgrown lizards, or very small dinosaurs, or you know what I mean. So yeah, like I said, he unlocks after Zhongli's second act story. Now, another boss that's coming to the game is going to be the Cryo Hypostasius. Now, the Cryo Hypostasius is located southwest of the Dragonspine area. So if we come back to the map up here, he's going to be located just behind, like, just on top of Aether's head. Or, no, not Aether's head, sorry. He's going to be, like, pretend this bar is not here. Apparently he's going to be around here, like the southwestern region of Dragonspine, basically. So, the Cryo Hypostasius is going to be a new world boss. Now, I have no idea why they would introduce another Cryo world boss when we already have the Cryo Regisvine. But then again, new mechanics, new content. I'm open for that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to be farming this Cryo Hypostasis because I, well, don't have the need to, because I'm not going for Eula. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, we also did discuss in Eula's, in the Eula and Yanfei video, that Eula will need Ascension materials acquired from the Cryo Hypostasius only. So if you guys are going to be wanting to get Eula, then I suggest coming to the Cryo Hypostasis and farming it pretty much daily, because Eula's going to be using Ascension materials dropped by the Cryo Hypostasius. Now, we're going to be getting another Spiral Abyss boss. Now, if you guys have been watching my playthrough videos, you will have probably seen a sneak peek of where I am in my Spiral Abyss. I'm not that far ahead, I'm really not. Frankly, I'm not that heavy of a Genshin Impact player to actually, you know, make decent amount of videos, like putting content out every day. So yeah, I don't really do Spiral Abyss a lot. I'm just not really a fan of Spiral Abyss. Well, mainly because I don't have a proper second team yet. So I do plan on doing it once I build a separate team for Raiden Shogun. But yeah, so the Electro Abyss Herald is going to be coming into the game. Now, I have no idea if the Electro Abyss Herald is going to be, like, farmable in the open world like all the other mobs are, but so far it just looks like that he's only going to be available for Spiral Abyss. Now, if you guys didn't know, we did also go in the patch 1.5 leaks video yesterday that the Hydro Abyss Herald that we encountered in the Archon quest was going to be coming to the next patch as well, but they didn't show him in the trailer, so I'm presuming he's not going to be coming into patch 1.5 at least. So, yeah. So it looks like we're going to be getting the Electro Abyss Herald in Spiral Abyss, probably floors 11 and 12, but he's not going to be coming into the open world, it looks like, so that's a bit of a shame for you guys, but yeah. Anyway, now, like I said, the spice was going to get spicier and spicier as we came down the list. And here we are. Now, this is the housing system, probably what most of you are here for. It's going to be called the Serena Teapot, right? As in Serenity, but, you know, tea at the end of... Never mind, moving on. Yeah, basically, the Serena Teapot basic mechanics is that we're going to be able to choose from 3 locations. The Sky Island, which is also called the Floating Abode, the mountains, which is going to be called the Emerald Peak, and like a beachy kind of area. So the beach, I'm calling it, which is called the Cool Isle. Now, you can only choose one of these 3 realms to start off with. So if it was me, I'd probably choose the Sky Island. I was thinking the mountain area at first, but then I saw the Sky Island. I was like, imagine living in the clouds. How crazy would that be? And I was like, yep, let's do it. So yeah. Now, if you guys didn't know, we did go through like the reputation mechanic in the patch 1.5 leak video for the housing system, and apparently this is the genie. This is the dude, or well, he's called Tubby. He's such a cute guy. I'm sorry, I don't throw the word cute out there, and it may sound very, very cringy to some of you, but I don't use the word cute often, so when I do use the word cute, I mean it, and this man, I would buy a plushie of him and keep him in my house. That's how cute he is. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Is he not the kind of person that if someone tried to lay a finger on them, you would absolutely murderize them? No, just me? Okay, alright, fine. So, yeah, anyway, more details about Tubby and the reputation system. Now, basically, the reputation system will actually unlock more and more furniture. Now, how do we gain rep with Tubby? Well, basically, we need to craft items in the realm area. So basically, we need to go to Tubby and ask him to craft certain things for us, and he will craft those things for us, and then we'll be able to place them in our world. So, yeah, the more things we ask Tubby to craft, the more trust rank we actually gain with Tubby, and the higher and the more rewards we get. As you can see down here, it looks like we can build a windmill and another type of Monstadian house, as well as some decent Primo Gems as well. So, yeah. Now, as you can clearly see, it looks like there's what is it? Maximum realm currency stored increase to 2,400. Now, we will get onto realm currency in a bit. Number of available realm layouts increased to 3, and Teapot Spirit Transformation. Now, the realm currency, if you guys don't know what realm currency is the currency that you're going to be using to buy items in the realm. Now, it's basically silver coins. So if you guys know the symbol for Mora, right? It's basically like Mora, but like a silver version of it. So yeah, now how do we accumulate realm currency? Now, there's another thing called Adeptal Energy. Now, Adeptal Energy is used to get realm currency. Now, where is it? I believe you see this thing up here. Is it that? No, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It's not here. Okay, I just ruined everything. Yeah, but basically realm... what is it? Adeptal Energy is something that we're going to be able to gain over time. So it's a bit like resin, how we accumulate resin over time after we... use them. We're going to be able to get Adeptal Energy, and the more Adeptal Energy we actually have, the more, the more realm currency, not real currency, I wish, but the more real realm currency we will actually get over time. So basically, the aim of the game here is, all I'm going to say is, what you want to do is you want to craft things with Tubby, right, who will increase our reputation rank with him, which will increase our maximum obtainable adeptal energy, which in turn will get us more realm currency, meaning we can buy more things from Tubby's store. We will get to him, the Tubby store, and Tubby store, oh my god. Yeah, we'll basically be able to use the realm currency to buy more things in the Tubby store, and we can buy some very interesting things. I can assure you that. So yeah, this is the crafting menu basically. Right now we are asking Tubby to craft us some things. Now, as you can see here, we've got the ingredients here. In this case, we've got ores, iron ores and white iron ores. So if you guys want to know more about what type of crafting materials we're going to be needing, I already put that in the patch 1.5 leaked video, so go and check that one out. Now, I think this is the realm, what's it called? The realm, no, the adeptal energy up here. So, yeah, as you can see, it's just 40 up here, but it will go up and up and up. Now, we can craft all sorts of things here. We can craft chandeliers, walls, carpets, lights. Are those chandeliers or lights? I don't know. Excuse me. Tables, portable stove, it looks like, outdoor tables, wood, stone stoves and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, once we have actually built our world and we're happy with it, we can invite friends over to see our world. So let's say I bring my friend Jack from his Genshin Impact world that he's in right now, free roaming. I ask him, hey, do you want to come over to my house? And if actually no, he needs to put in the request to actually, what is it? Let's calm down and let's start this again. My English is on point today. Now, basically, what I'm trying to say is your friend can ask you to invite them to their teapot, right? Now, they can't actually access your teapot unless you give them approval, which is a nice sense of security, because, you don't have your friends randomly barge right into your house, do you? Well, I hope not, because, I mean, friendships work in wondrous ways nowadays, so we'll just leave it at that, I guess. Yeah, so you can invite your friends to your world, but of course, they need to request you to do it, and you need to accept them. So it's a nice sense of security that way. Now, if you guys want to know, sorry, how the placement menu looks, here you can see that either Zhongli, Lumin, or Aether are playing the housing system right now, or someone's playing the housing system, and they're placing down different objects. So you can see here like outdoor, outdoor houses and sheds and gazelles and stuff. Gazelles, what's the word? I forgot the word. I used to say it a lot in primary school, but it's this kind of thing. I forgot the name of it. So yeah, basically you can do courtyards, buildings, landforms, landscapes, animals that says main building, outdoor furnishing, and outdoor sets. Now you can also change the rotation or completely invert it if you want. I mean, not upside down to top side up. You know what I mean? Like, left to right, like completely mirror it or stuff like that. Basically, it's really, really cool. I'm probably not explaining this really, really well, but what can I say? I'm not very good at explaining things, hence why I'm trying to do this, to improve my explaining. So, yeah, and you guys seem to be enjoying these types of videos anyway, so I think I'm doing a great job. Now, realm currency. As you can see here, like I said earlier, the Mora, like silver Mora basically is what it is. And yes, you can buy dogs and cats as well as steps, peak and canopy, it looks like. So different landforms and variations that you can actually put on your land. And yeah, you can actually buy this stuff with adeptal energy. Now, yeah, this is the Tubby store, basically. But from what I've heard, there's another store, there's another merchant also who looks like Tubby, except his name is Chubby, right? And he's available on the weekends. So Tubby is available on the weekdays and Chubby is available on the weekends. So yeah, and you can actually place your cats and dogs inside your house or outside your house in your open world and seeing them run around. So yeah. Now, that's the housing system done. Getting on to the events. Now, the events, it does get a little bit complicated here, so I try to explain it as best as I can. So the first event we're going to have, or not we're going to have, but, you know, that's coming to Genshin Impact, that, you know, I decided to talk about first, is called the Energy Amplifier Initiation. Now, during this event, it's a bit like the Unreconciled Stars event, if you didn't know. So basically, you know, in the Unreconciled Stars event, if you guys were here for that in Patch 1.1, we had to go around and find meteorite shards and collect them, basically. We're doing the same thing, but for, what's it called? But for these types of gems or crystals. I don't know what they're actually called, but basically we need to go around the open world in certain areas of the game and collect these types of crystals. Now, if you didn't know, once we get the crystals, once we actually find the crystals and unlock them, we can put them here into what looks like a ruin slot. So with each, looks like we got 1, 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10. Okay, so my brain stopped working there. So basically 10 ruin slots we have to put these types of crystals in. Now, obviously, the crystals do have different buffs they will give us, and the crystals go from 2 stars all the way to 4 stars. So 2-star crystals, 3-star crystals, and 4-star crystals. Now, in order of rarity, I'm presuming it's going to get harder to obtain the higher rarity ones than the lower rarity ones. So, yeah, be well prepared for that. Now, obviously, when we obtain crystals, we'll also be able to put them into our rune slots and make life easier for us as we, you know, find more of these crystals. Now, as you can see here, we've also got Motive Force. Now, if you didn't know, Motive Force is basically like the energy system. So, obviously, you can't straight away just smack 10 ruins into the holes. You're gonna have to measure. You're gonna have to, you know, use a certain amount that allows you to, you know, use up most of your motive force, but not all of it, because your motive force is like your currency. If you go overboard, you won't be able to use that crystal, obviously, if you guys know what I mean. So, yeah, we need to be a little bit, you know, efficient in how we place our our crystals into the ruin slots and stuff like that. So, yeah, now, once we collected most of the crystals, or towards the end of the event, we're going to be getting these domain-type challenges. Yes, I know, this does look familiar, I'm not going to lie. I didn't really like the layout of this event when I saw it because I got flashbacks from the Hypostasis event, which I completely despise. Now, obviously, I did not really like the Hypostasis event. You can bully me all you want in the comment section below, but I just did not like them. So, well, mainly because my team building strategies back then were absolutely horrendous. But, yeah, now that I've properly built a proper team, I think I should be able to take on this event much, much easier. So, yeah, this is basically like the Hypostasis event that we had all the way back in patch 1.2 or 1.3. I can't actually remember. I think it was 1.3. So, yeah, we'd be able to select the difficulty that we can choose. So we got easy, normal, hard, and extreme to choose from. And then, and then you can choose, like, different types of nerfs or buffs, basically. No, they're all nerfs, yeah. They're basically nerfs that you can give to your characters. And obviously, the more you actually accumulate, I mean, the more points you select, the more points you'll be able to accumulate. I don't know what this is. It looks like Motive Force. I don't know. I think that might be the symbol for Motive Force, but yeah. I don't think it's Motive Force. Oh, no, I know what it is. It's the currency that we're going to be using for the shop. Yeah, because this is one of the major events in the game, and the major events always have a shop. So, you know, that shop will be able to buy stuff out. So, yeah. Look, because you got a crown here, so it is a definitely, you know, what's it called? A major event. So the more things you select here, the more points you'll be able to grab, and the more points you'll be able to grab, the more rewards you can actually get from the shop. Now, as you can all see, we've also got everyone's favorite Neko here, Diona, everyone's favorite bartender, and Nemesis of D-Luke. So, yeah, basically, at the end of the event, you'll be able to get a Diona for free, which, not going to lie, I do actually really like, because if you didn't know, I don't actually have Diona in my team, or Diona, however you say it. I don't actually have Diona in my roster. I actually don't have Diona at all. So this is going to be my first Diona that I can actually get. And Diona is honestly a really, really good support from what I've heard. So, you know, this would be a really nice character to add to my roster. So, yeah, if you guys are looking for Diona constellations, or you're like me and you don't have a Diona, then here you go. Here's your chance to get a Diona for free. So, yeah. And we're also going to be getting a Crown of Insight, which will mean this is going to be our 6th Crown of Insight that we're going to get in the game. Now, moving on to the next event, which is called Battlefront Misty Dragon. Now, this event is a little bit different. So basically, we're going to be getting elemental trials. Now, these trials, we're going to have, hand-selected characters. So in this trial, we are not going to be able to use the characters we have in our team, right? So as you can see here, all the characters here have been leveled to level 80, and these characters are just going to be a random amount of selected characters. We need to build our team in, and according to the guidelines here. So all party members' elemental mastery is increased by 300, and when a character triggers an elemental reaction on a nearby opponent, it will trigger a shockwave that opponent's position that deals damage. A shockwave can be triggered in this manner every 1 second. Now, elemental mastery, obviously we're going to probably want a catalyst user here, or basically an elemental user, so probably not Geo, because Geo and elemental mastery don't work. So someone like Mona or Sucrose or Barbara, and then someone that can trigger elemental reactions really well. So Mona can, definitely. Something like, you know, maybe Mona, Mona, no, that's Kaching, Mona, maybe... What else? Sucrose and Albedo or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Also, if you didn't know, if you think you can go double Hydro and double Pyro, unfortunately that's not going to work, because elemental resonances, they did say in the live stream that elemental resonances are not going to take place in the game. In this event, I mean. So you can't have a double Hydro resonance, you can't have a double Pyro resonance, you can't have a double Electro resonance or a double Geo resonance or anything of that sort. It just won't actually activate. The resonances don't actually activate in this event. So yeah. So in order to sum it all up, we're going to be given characters that are already built and kitted out, and then we have to complete the trials. So yeah, we're not going to be using our own characters from this roster. All right. So yeah, and this is the layout for the event. And as you can see, we have to basically activate ruins along the way. Now, these ruins will be elemental specific, but like I said, I'm not going to go too in-depth of how the event mechanics work, because like I said, there's going to be videos coming out in the future for that, and I don't think it's my place to actually explain in detail how events really work out, because as you all know, my explaining skills are on point. So, yeah. Now, the next event we're going to be getting is an event called Mimi Tomo. Mimi Tomo. Now, this is basically, we're going to have to capture the unusual Hilichurl. Now, I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been actively farming this guy out. So, yeah, now the reason this event is really good is because, I mean, look at the rewards. We're going to be getting blueprints for different types of furnishings, and they're all going to be in Liyueyan style, or Liyue style. Now, I'm going to build my house out of Liyue furniture, because I like Liyueans a lot. So, yeah. Now, if you didn't know, we're basically going to have to be running around asking different Hilichurl. I'm not even joking. We're going to be running around asking Hilichurls where the unusual Hilichurl is every single day. And we have to basically track him down and, well, show him who's boss, really. We're also going to be getting help from Elon Musk. You know, the scholar in Hilichurlian linguistics. I know, I memorized that perfectly. But, yeah. We're going to ask Elon Musk to help us communicate with the Hilichurls and find out where the unusual Hilichurl is. So yeah, apparently the story is that we're going to be, he's actually harassing merchants in certain areas, and we're going to have to try and stop him. So yeah, now these will reward us with blueprints of furnitures to put in our realm. So yeah, now The final event, I believe, is the final event. This one is a game called Wind Trace. Now, it's basically like hide and seek, except it's PvP. This is like our first PvP method, PvP kind of. So it's basically like hide and seek, where there's two teams, the hunters and the rebels. So the hunters will be able to track rebels down by using their special ability, and rebels can morph into different objects and hide in their surroundings to throw hunters off their tail. So yeah. We basically have to try and stay alive in this. It's a bit like tag and hide and seek put together, except on the extreme. So, as you can see here, I have got images here. This is Diona. This is Diona disguised as a box, and yes, I'm not even joking. You can move around as a box or as a barrel or whatever you disguise it yourself up to be. So, yeah, and this is the hunter's special skill. So as you can see here, we've got cat prints or paw prints here, and this is where the showing us the track that Diona took. So this is the hunter's special ability. It gives us like an elemental, it's like elemental sight basically. So yeah. Now if you guys are wondering what favors are going to, basically drops that will boost your character's abilities. So number one, they'll probably make you faster or decrease your stamina consumption or something like that basically. So you don't want to stay hidden forever. You do want to go out and collect this. So yeah. Now this is the final event. I hope it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So this is the Overflowing Mastery event. Now if you guys remember in patch 1.3, no, 1.4, or was it 1.3? I think it was 1.3 actually, yeah. In patch 1.3 we had the ley line overflow event where basically we would get double the rewards for ley lines. So we'd get double the amount of character XP and double the amount of Mora. Now, it's basically going to be like that except for talent book domains. So say you're low on talent books, and you need more talent books, then you can actually come here and do this event and do the talent book domain that you require. Except, let's say instead of getting 3 blue books, you're going to be getting 6 blue books because obviously you get double the rewards for the same amount of resin. So double your rewards for talent books domains for 20 resin basically. So yeah, really, really nice. Now we're moving on to the end of the video. Don't worry, this is not the end. We're far from the end because things are about to get real. So yeah, now this is just quality of life improvements, system optimization. So the amount of original resin required to claim rewards for the first 3 bosses each week will be reduced by half. So if you guys didn't know, I will actually link the live stream down if you guys want to watch it, and the trailer. So for patch 1.5. So basically, what's going to happen is that so the 3 weekly bosses that we do, the first 3 weekly bosses that we do will all cost 30 resin, and then the 4th one that we do will be 60 resin. So as you all know, with Ajdahar coming out, there's going to be 4 weekly bosses, which will mean we're going to use up all of our resin, right? Well, we're going to use, you know, all of our resin pretty much on the first day. So, yeah, because we can only do 2 bosses each day, basically, because there's not enough resin. So, yeah, this new system optimization is really, really useful, because that means, let's say, I do Child, Dvalin, and Boreas first. They're all going to cost 30. So, Child 30 resin instead of 60. Dvalin's 30 instead of 60, and Boreas is 30 instead of 60. That means I'll use 90 resin, and then I'll be able to do Ajdahar for 60 resin, and still have some resin left over. Well, not a lot, but, you know, still some left over. Meaning we can actually do all 4 of the weekly bosses every single day now. Not every single day, but every single Monday, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, this is a really, really nice trick that we'll be able to use. Now, if you want to know what the system optimization means in terms of how much resin we're going to use, it's 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 60, which is basically 150. So we'll have 10 resin left over, which, hey, is still something if you think about it. Now, friendship XP earned in co-op mode is double. So let's say you earn 20 friendship XP for doing a domain. If you do a domain in co-op, you'll get 40 XP basically. So that's what it's saying. Now, number 3, in-game mail is sent out before the end of the limited time events as a reminder. So basically, you know how we always doing the web events, and some people actually forget, including myself. The game is going to send out the game is going to send us mail to tell us, hey, traveler, the web event is going to finish. Are you going to do this or not? Basically, stuff like that, which is really, really helpful, not going to lie. And number 4, this one is an absolute godsend for us mobile players. If you guys have been watching my playthrough videos, I do play on mobile. You can freely manage the voiceover resources of different languages in settings. Now, what this means is, instead of actually downloading all 4 voiceover languages, you'll only be able to download the ones that you want. So let's say, because I play the game in English, I never played the game in Japanese, Chinese, or Korean before, so I could actually just remove the Japanese, Chinese, and Korean voiceovers and only keep the English one. That way, I'll be able to still play the game normally, and I'll be able to, you know, free up a lot of space, because as you all know, voicing does actually take a lot of gigabytes. Like, in terms of Genshin Impact, it probably takes like 2 gigabytes or 3 gigabytes or something like that, which may not sound like a lot to you PC and PlayStation players, but for us mobile players, every little helps. So, yeah. Even if you are a PC or a PlayStation player, this would be a really good, you know, this could be a godsend for you at times. So, yeah, that's all the system optimization done. Now, moving on to Inazuma. Inazuma actually got confirmed in the trailer. Now, obviously, these aren't the actual images of what Inazuma is going to look like. These are just concept arts that have been developed by, obviously, the artists working for MiHoYo. So, oh my god, you have no idea. When I saw this, right, in some of the summary videos, I saw this and I had to go and watch the live stream. Like, just skip all the way to the end of the live stream just to look at Inazuma, and oh my god. If you guys are prepared to quit the game, I wouldn't do it just yet, because no one in the Genshin Impact community was even expecting this to come out. Like, seriously, as soon as I saw Inazuma, you guys should have seen my face. I was so surprised. My mouth was actually open. Like, I'm not even joking. A blue whale's mouth size open. Like, it was that wide open. And Jesus is Lord, it was an amazing experience for me. Like, seriously, I have been waiting for Inazuma for so long. Honestly, I've been waiting for Inazuma ever since November. So, yeah, pretty much at the end of patch 1.1. Now, we'll go through the different locations because I know you guys want to know already. So, yeah, we're going to be getting this area called the Narukami Island. Now, there is also apparently a leaked weapon set called the Narukami set, which consists of a catalyst, a bow, and a katana. And apparently the katana is supposed to be Raiden Shogun's weapon. So, yeah. We haven't got a lot of information about it, but, you know, that's why I haven't made a video on it. But, you know, if we are going... This pretty much confirms that the Narukami set does exist. So, it's probably forged up here. Now, we'll read it through. A sight witnessed by all inbound travelers to Inazuma. So that probably means that this is going to be like one of the main entrances for Inazuma. The Grand Narukami Shrine and Sacred Sakura on the mountain. And then City of Inazuma on the coast. So there's probably a shrine up here, right? I mean, there's a shrine up here, definitely. The Grand Narukami Shrine. And a Sacred Sakura. Now, if you guys don't know, a Sakura, I believe, is actually a cherry tree. Like a cherry blossom tree. Yeah, I think Sakura actually means cherry blossom in, you know, in Japanese. And it does make sense because, look, Sacred Sakura, that pink tree on the top of the mountain. So I'm presuming that's where the Great Narukami Shrine is. And it's a pretty big tree if you think about it. Like, imagine us actually climbing all the way to the top of it. I mean, from a religious point of view, it probably would be disrespectful climbing to the shrine, and if we accidentally step on statues and stuff like that, obviously I'm going to avoid my best because I'm a religious person, alright? If you guys haven't told, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm a religious person. So yeah, it's a really, really beautiful place. So the Sacred Sakura here, and the city of Inazuma on the coast. Now apparently, some people do think that character called Yae Sakurai might be in the game, but we'll get onto her a bit later, don't worry. Now, moving on. We're getting another region called the Yashiori Island. Yeah, the Yashiori Island. This basically, if you're wondering what this is, it's a skeleton. It's the skeleton of a great snake that rests on this island. The presence of evil is palpable here. So what that basically means is this pretty much used to be an area that was obviously maybe guarded by this huge evil snake, and he finally got killed. And now his mouth is a gateway to, I don't know, maybe there's a domain in here. Maybe there might be a domain in here. Who knows? For like maybe an artifact set. There may be an artifact domain up here in the mountains as well. So yeah, really cool looking area. Now this isn't all that we've actually seen of Yashiori. This isn't all we've seen that we've. This isn't all that we've seen of Yashiori Island. Now we have got another picture of Yashiori Island, and here it is. So as you can clearly see, it's pretty much a graveyard to what looks like rib cages. I have no idea. When I first saw this image, I was like, is that the same Leviathan that Beidou killed in her story? But I don't think it is, because, you know, that may be a bit of a far-fetched idea, but it's just a speculation that it may be Haishan, but I don't think so. So if there's any lore YouTubers out there, or, you know, theorists out there that are watching this video, do you guys think this could be Haishan or someone else? I mean, it does make sense, because Leviathans in mythology aren't known to actually, you know, they are known to pretty much completely destroy ships if they approach near their area. And as you can see here, it looks like a ship's graveyard here. So I think that's what made me originally think this might be Haishan, but who knows. So yeah, really ominous looking area. Again, another really doesn't look that ominous in all honesty, but yeah. Moving on. Now, this one is a bit of a mouthful to say, as you could clearly tell, but it's called the Tatarasuna Kanazuka, alright? Tatarasuna Kanazuka, alright? It's called the Tatarasuna Kanazuka. Now, if you guys didn't know, there was a war in Inazuma. No idea if it was the Archon War or not, but apparently Tatarasuna Kanazuka is the only area in the entire region of Inazuma that is actually unaffected by the war. So, the mountains surrounding the Mikiyage Furnace... Sorry, the Mikiyage Furnace, the Mikiyage Furnace blossoms continue to bloom here, impervious to the effects of the war. So basically, it has not been touched at all by the war, meaning this is clearly a very, very, well, I would say powerful, because, you know, it hasn't really been, it says impervious to the effects of the war, so clearly it hasn't even been affected by the war at all. So, yeah. Now, as for what Mikiyage... I'm just going to call it Mikiyage Furnace because it sounds cooler. So, Mikiyage Furnace is the largest smelting facility in all the islands of Inazuma. Surrounded by jagged or rocky terrain, war has brought production to a halt. So, basically, the war, again, has somehow gotten to Mikiyage Furnace, and basically it stopped the smelting production here. So I'm presuming we're going to be able to, we're going to need to get this area back up and running, and then we're going to be able to craft. I think it might be part of the Archon quest, who knows, but yeah. Now this is called Raiden Shogun's Palace. At least, I think it might be. So it's called the Tenshukaku. Now, the Tenshukaku is basically the capital city of Inazuma, or the Inazuman city. Now, this is actually the house of where many, you know, like, people that are quite high up in the their social status for Inazuma. So characters like Raiden Shogun will be here, Ayaka might be here, samurai that are quite high up basically. So the residents of the most exalted one in all of Inazuma. Oh, residents of the most exalted one in all of Inazuma. Standing tall on the highest point of the city, it watches over all under the Electro Archon's dominion. So I'm presuming it is Raiden Shogun's house, because, I mean, it watches over all under the Electro Archon's dominion. It would make sense if Raiden Shogun actually resides here. So this might be Raiden Shogun's house, actually. So yeah, if that's the case, I'd love to go inside her house and meet her someday, because I'm going to be pulling her. Now, this is going to be the final point, I promise. It's actually been an hour. I really do apologize for taking up your time, but, you know, this is just really, really exciting. Now, in the Chinese live stream, they didn't show this in the English live stream, as you can clearly see, but in the Chinese live stream, this character actually did appear in the bottom left right-hand corner of the, you know, Inazuma, of the preview, and she was talking about, you know, what each area was, and, you know, what's going to, you know, what it looks like, and the reason, a bit of lore behind each of the regions. Now, at first, I thought, a lot of people actually thought this was going to be Raiden Shogun, and when I heard that, I was absolutely ecstatic. I mean, look at her. But then I was like, hold on, there's no way she could be Raiden Shogun, because she just looks way too familiar to Yae Sakurai, who is from Honkai Impact. Now, it did get later confirmed that her name is actually Guji Yae. Now, she's a very old and good friend of Raiden Shogun. Now, long ago, like in the world of, you know, in the Genshin Impact community, long ago, some people actually thought that Yae Sakurai from Honkai Impact might be coming to Genshin Impact, because apparently there were some leaks about some Yae Sakura related stuff. But there wasn't enough information at the time for people to really confirm this. But this pretty much does tell us that Yae Sakurai is coming to coming to Genshin Impact. Now, I did actually forget to get an image of her, so I do apologize for that. But if you guys do want, literally search up Yae Sakura. And you know, I keep calling her Yae Sakurai? I do apologize for that, but yeah, if you search up Yae Sakura from Honkai Impact and go to images, and you will see she literally looks pretty much the same to Guji Yae. So yeah, clearly a character that is going to be coming to the game, most probably a 5-star character as well. So yeah, now this is the only design that we've actually gotten of her, so you know, I can't really say anything else. But yeah, guys, that's basically been the end of the video. It's been a really long video, I know, longer than the actual English live stream, but you know, what is it? There's just a lot to actually get through, and of course, I'm really terrible at explaining, so I won't waste any more of your guys' time. I have been Carvenus14 and still am, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned for some more patch 1.5 content, and goodbye. Where's the stop button? Never mind me talking, guys. I just said goodbye. You can tune away now. Goodbye.